many lives did you lose and live all in one game?
That's a really good way to put it. Talk about a emotional, like, roller coaster. Wow. Fortunately, we had one turn for the better. Then I don't know if it's going down or up, but you know what I mean.
Lux's hit obviously big, but CES with the bases cleared double. If you had lefties on the bench, were you just going with the manager's hunch right there?
No, I mean, trying to take away one of their best pitches, the best you can. And you start loading up on lefties, and they had their changeup's their best pitch, and they've got reverse splits for a reason. So, just I mean, it's no guarantees or anything, but it was nice to see those guys come through.
Seems like a day ago, but Chase Burns, pretty electric start. What were your impressions, particularly striking out the first 5 guys?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a couple small little adjustments I talked to him about after the. No, I mean, that, you know what? We kind of watched for everything, and he didn't get too excited. I think he enjoyed the competition. There's a lot to like. The scout. What's his? I know he was here tonight.
Eddie Laird.
Yes, I can go kiss him right on the lips. I mean, this kid, I think he was probably, for him, a little overamped, because you could tell he was starting to run out of gas a little bit.
With Burns, there were a couple 3-0 counts, there were a couple of ones he got with his changeup. How impressive was kind of the attack mentality that he had all game?
I mean, I think in AAA, he was only there twice, but I think the fact that he was there with the ABS probably is really beneficial to guys because they have to pitch in the zone. But I think it's good for him to see that his stuff plays in the zone, because sometimes that's the hardest thing for kids coming up is, they want to expand, and, you get ahead, then you can expand. With his stuff, I mean, his slider is really good.
You throw it back to Judge, and he swings through it twice.
Well, and again, Judge has never seen him, so I mean, there's but it's a good one.
We've talked about the bullpen a lot lately, Tito, but the job Santillan did, and then Phillips coming in that situation.
Richardson,
And Lyon Richardson,
I mean,
yes.
because we were feeling it there, because we had a couple guys that weren't available because of use. We were going to send Connor back out because we couldn't match up with Rogers because he was our last pitcher. So we were kind of feeling it.
For Chase Burns to give up the 3 runs in the 4th there, but then turn around, come back in the 5th inning and come out of that inning clean, I would assume that speaks to the maturity at a young age.
Oh, I think he's a good pitcher. I don't think giving up a couple runs is going to make somebody fold. If that was the case, we wouldn't have brought him up.
How was that atmosphere tonight, Terry?
Pardon?
The atmosphere out there tonight,
What do you mean?
just the crowd.
I don't. You know what? I swear to you, I'd never even. The atmosphere in my stomach was like what? I mean, that's what. I mean, it was a fun game to be a part of. It's kind of excruciating, but I don't get all that shook up about that.
You have had, though, obviously your fair share of encounters with that team and over the years. Did you have any flashbacks, or do you ever think about?
I can't even remember last week. No.
Well, in 5 of your last 6 series, though, that's got to be good that you've been able to do this. It's what you've been looking for all season.
I just want us to win tomorrow. That's how I always feel. I think if we do that, then those kind of questions happen, and that's okay. But I think the best way to do that is play your game, learn from whatever you need to learn from, and then go play the next one. All right, guys?
Thanks, Terry.
That go about as well as you could have hoped for, especially the first 2 innings.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Those first 2 innings, I felt like after the first batter, I kind of settled in there, but it was amped up, so it was fun.
What was your favorite strikeout and why?
I don't even know. Can't remember a lot of them. I guess you gotta say Judge. I've watched him, so he's a big dude. So one of the best hitters in the game. So that's probably my favorite one.
And on that one, that first pitch looked like a strike. and you get the call against you, but then to go back? Because going, not getting any strike against Judge, it's putting you in a hole.
No, yeah, definitely thought it was a strike, but it happens. It's baseball, so
You just move on.
yeah. Flip
What
the
is it?
page.
I'm sorry, Chase. But what is it like to be a part of a win like this in your first game in Vegas?
Everything I could ask for. I mean, to walk it off like that, to be in the dugout and see that, it's just, there's nothing better than that.
In the fifth, runner on third, 2 outs, I don't think anyone would have been shocked or understandable to walk Judge in that spot. Why'd you go after him in that spot, and how big was that moment for you?
Just trust my stuff, really. I mean, that's what Steve-O said, just go out there, don't change. So I'm not going to change just because it's a batter, you still got to hit the ball. So
How hot were you? Did you have to calm yourself down at any moment, or was this just business as usual for you?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't amped up, but I felt at ease, if anything. Definitely emotions were high, but I could just go out there and smile. So it was fun to do, but yeah, that's all I can say. It was so fun.
When you did get Judge to pop up to end the fifth, what are kind of the emotions and thoughts as you're walking off the field?
Thank God. Like I said, he's one of the best hitters in the game, so to be able to do
Did
that.
you know your night was probably done?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But Tito told me as soon as I came in, so.
How'd you feel?
I wanted to go back out there, I still amped up, so, but then again, I know they have rules for me, so. That's it.
Jason, how were you feeling after, you just spoke to this a little bit, but how were you feeling after the fifth inning physically?
Felt good. It's definitely hot out there. I didn't realize Ohio can get that hot, but I felt like I did a good job of hydrating, but just a lot of emotions, but I felt great.
And from the time you walked out to warm up beforehand, through at any other point in the game, during the night really, did you give yourself a moment to look around, appreciate what was going on around you?
Yeah, definitely when I first got on the mound, to start the warm-ups, definitely looked around, and then after that strikeout in the first inning, it all settled in for me that it was real. So.
What was the fourth inning like for you? Ben Rice, it's your first pitch, long way, you have to deal with some adversity, a longer inning. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it happens. It's baseball. Just didn't execute the pitch well enough, and get hitters like that are going to hit it. But then again, just be able to bounce back.
You had 3 or 4 hitters where you fell behind 3-0, but you came back to strike them out. Just, for a debut to do that, just what were you thinking when you fell behind?
Yeah, just stick to my process. Moving linear towards the plate, and keeping those cues in the back of my head, and just keep attacking.
Was there any one pitch that you felt most comfortable with or you felt was most effective?
I feel like the changeup did a really good job tonight. That's a pitch I've been working on for a long time, so to be able to throw that against big league hitters is huge for me.
What's been the message from your teammates or feedback or Tito?
They were just asking me how fun was that. So just telling me to do what I've been doing, not change anything, so that's the biggest takeaway.
They're all like that, don't worry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.